Okay, you know where they're at? Amishville, motherfucker. Pennsylvania. They're not on TikTok. They're Quakers. They're Amish. They don't have fucking phones. They're churning butter. They're fucking jacked. They got forearm grip strength like a motherfucker. You know why? Because they're churning butter all day, bitch. That's it. They're not posting on TikTok. Real trad wives are, barefoot, pregnant in the kitchen. That's it.
This video is so good. This Hasi video is actually still good.
All right, what is this? We low-key got scammed.
Me too. You can do anything a man can do. I'm so excited to finally be here. You are going to love it. Feminism has done so much for women. Do tell. No more aprons, first of all. Oh, do we finally have a butler to cook for us? Oh gosh, no, you'll just eat pre-made greasy crap out of a bag on your way to and from work. I suppose that sounds convenient, so I get to work outside the home? Totally. You get to sit in a cubicle all day while you stare at a computer screen, chugging coffee. So liberating, right? I suppose. I'm at work all day. Will we finally have a Rosie the Robot maid? No, you'll still have.
I mean, it's kind of a funny self-report because, that's work. Even when she's trying to do the tradcath, this is a trad femme saying, capitalism has basically, sold us a false narrative that, feminism just meant, women will be in the workplace and that sucks. And it's so much better to just, not be in the workplace and be barefoot in the kitchen, right? That's basically what she's, the argument that she's trying to make is that, women would rather be barefoot in the kitchen. Except, in the end, it's just literally a distraction. And the main point, the main argument against is still capitalism. The trad femme that is complaining about, the trad femme is complaining about fucking doing all the housework, which is still fucking work, by the way. And the new age feminist is complaining about working in a fucking cubicle. The main point in that, the through line is just work. That's the part that sucks.
All day. Wait, so I have to work full time plus still manage my home full time? I mean, you want to have it all, right? Okay. But what about my husband? Is he amazing? What? No, you're not married. You live alone with your cat.
Apologies, chat. I have to say something. I don't know why people always use this insult when they're talking about women and they're like, yeah, well, you're going to be single and alone forever and you're just going to have cats. First of all, I thought you guys were the ones complaining that men aren't getting laid enough. It seems like women are choosing to be single because they want to be single. That doesn't seem like they're doing it because they don't want to. If anything, it seems like more men are single that don't want to be. So I don't know where this insult is coming from. Second of all, if I had to pick between working full time and then having a shitty husband, or working just for me and taking care of just me and having a cat, I don't even know if that's terrible. What's the comparison here? Oh, okay. So before in the 50s, women got lobotomized by their husbands and were on a mixture of drugs just to get through the day. And now women have cats. Society has clearly become worse for women. What's the own? I don't. That's so weird. That's so bizarre. I just don't get it.
What? You do date though. A lot. You can just have sex with whoever, whenever you want. That sounds kind of gross actually. Just pick them off of this app. What about pregnant?
That's weird as well. What are the words to even use to describe how weird that is? Having sex with whoever you want, whenever you want is gross? What, did you prefer spousal rape in the 50s? Is that what you preferred? That's worse than being able to pick who you want to have sex with? What? What's the own?
Oh, there's this magic pill you take. Totally wrecks your hormones, but keeps you from getting pregnant so you can, knock some boots.
This is not even accurate. The idea that birth control pills wreck your hormones? There are lots of women with PCOS or women who don't have regular periods that take birth control pills because they regulate your hormones. That's birth control pills are given to women with other conditions because their hormones aren't in order. It doesn't wreck your hormones, it sorts them. Also, you don't have to use birth control if you don't want to get pregnant. You can still use condoms. I know lots of women who they have said themselves that they don't take birth control pills because it just makes them feel terrible. Like, I've spoken to women and they've said, you know, I just can't. I've tried everything. I've tried every single type of pill. I just get nauseous. I start breaking out. I start gaining weight and I feel fucking terrible all the time. And so I just can't take them. And guess what? There are alternatives. You don't have to take that if you don't want to.
The pill is magic. Well, it's mostly effective, but don't worry. If by chance you do
What do you mean it's like I don't like the way conservatives talk about birth control pills. It's literally 99.999% effective if you use it correctly. And if you don't use it correctly, it's not even that big deal. It's like okay. I'm sorry, Ted. I'm sorry. Because you can have other forms. I know people who are super paranoid about getting pregnant and they use multiple forms of contraceptives. Like, they are on a pill or on some other type of birth control. And they also use condoms because they're like, no. So this idea that it's like, if you're really scared of getting pregnant, you really don't want to, under no circumstances, you can be extra super, super, super careful.
Pregnant, you can totally just kill the baby by having an abortion. Why would I do that? So you can get back to work, duh. Someone has to fill that cubicle space. Okay, am I at least happy? I mean, yeah, as long as you don't...
I mean, this is a gigantic L for everybody involved. It's just like, it seems like her life sucks in the past and her life now sucks in the future. I wonder if there was like a way to get out of this, to have
It's almost like both in the past, women's labor and value was exploited by men. And now in the future, women's value and labor are still being exploited by mostly men and some women, all very wealthy because you live in a capitalist fucking machine. And maybe if we stop getting so exploited, we could be happy.
A semblance of autonomy, a sense of control over your own life, your own destiny. I don't know. Also, they definitely had abortion back then. Exactly. It's not like a new thing, dumbass. God, these people are so stupid.
Skip your antidepressant pill? Another magic pill? Gotta cope somehow? I think I'll just stay here. Get to have purple hair?
Having to do yard work around the house as if owning a house is the easiest thing. It's an incredibly funny thing because, like, very clearly the video itself has a perspective. And the perspective of the video is that, like, things were better for women back in the day in a more traditional form of relationship, when women didn't have autonomy, when women didn't actually get hit with the top of the hour ad break at the top of every hour. Here's an idea. You can still live a traditional lifestyle. Boo. Nobody's stopping you. I'm just saying, like, no one is really stopping you. Ain't nobody's out here being like, you can't be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. Kind of seems like you're just mad you're not. Maybe you should stop posting TikToks and get to fucking work churning butter. Seems like you got some, you got wide enough child.
And this is always the crazy thing too. It's like all of the women who are super trad wifey and stuff. Why are you on TikTok? If you think women belong in the kitchen and they need to go serve their men or whatever, why the fuck are you in TikTok spouting your own values and opinions and beliefs? Did you get a man's permission to post that?
Bearing hips. Why don't you get to work? Put it to good use. Instead of sitting on your ass, posting TikToks. Fuck you doing? Trad wife gender moms.
Trad wife TikTokers have a misplaced nostalgia for an imaginary past. How do I know? Let me walk you through some of the images from the original video that show a supposedly idyllic time to be a traditional housewife. First, we have actress Brigitte Bardot, which is a bit odd since she was a 50s and 60s sex symbol, synonymous with the sexual revolution and personal freedom. What I think really exposes this as trad wife fantasy is that most of these images come from ad.
Ain't no way you're idealizing. Ain't no way you're idealizing some cottagecore 50s shit and you don't even know your lore well enough.
Advertisements. It's life as a woman as imagined by madmen. Like, take this picture from the original video showing an Edwardian-looking family going for an idyllic stroll. It was actually created in the 1950s or 60s by an artist named Bob Barron, who spent his career making advertisements for companies like Coca-Cola and designing covers for romance novels.
I mean, that part is always funny because like American culture is so wholly owned by commodities and marketing that like, oh, we must return type content oftentimes exclusively revolves around what you're returning to is just like, again, marketing, but from the 50s. Like they'll always show like, oh, look at 7-Eleven on Twitter, shit like that will always pop off. And it'll be like a 7-Eleven from like 1970s. And it's like, why, what? I'm not even sure what I'm looking at here. What are we returning to? You're getting duped by marketing.
What are we returning to?
From a time when your fucking parents thought that like marketing from a time when your fucking life expectancy was like way shorter. It's just so stupid. It's like, oh, we must return to what? To asbestos and leaded gasoline.
Oh my
and
God, yeah.
Toxic pollutants inside of the fucking toys.
That's not even talking about mental illness. Like, I'm gonna say it. First of all, wait. That's not even talking about racism, okay? Let's just make one point very important. You have to fully ignore literally all of the racism, okay? You literally, if you're saying we need to return to the 50s, you're basically saying I am not anything other than white. Yes, I'm white. How did you know? How did you know that I'm white? Okay? And when I say white, I'm talking not Polish, not Eastern European, not fucking Irish, not Italian, okay? None of those people either. Those people weren't white back then either, okay? So ignoring all of the racism for just 2 seconds, okay? Ignoring that. What about the whole, unironic ableism everywhere? We're finally at a point today where people take depression seriously. I don't know how many people have like maybe talked to their parents or their family members. There was a time in the US people didn't take depression seriously. Oh, you're depressed? Just stop being sad. Just go outside. So, yeah, most people didn't believe depression was real. Okay? That's not even talking about everything else. We're just talking about depression. One of the things that most people today, at least in the United States, most people today agree that depression is real and agree that you can be on medication that can improve your depression and that it works. I mean, I'm sure that there are people in chat here who have been on SSRIs at some point and that time that you were on them sucked and then you've got better and you were like, thank God I am no longer as depressed as I was because that was one of the worst things in my life. And I'm glad that I'm having brain chemicals again. So yeah, there's that, right? But then that's not even talking about like autism. Okay. Or like dyslexia, like things like that, things that are, like BPD, things that are ADHD that impact your ability to be neurotypical, and nobody believes you. Everyone thinks that you're making it up or you're insane. Which just, I don't even know what to say, If you had ADHD, people just told you like, just focus. Why do you have to be such a problem child? Just focus. It's like, because my brain doesn't want me to. It doesn't want me to do it. What do you mean, just focus? Being undiagnosed dyslexic, I kind of fucked my dad's whole education up. Undiagnosed ADHD was a wild ride. Yeah. Yep. People still assume I'm dumb because I'm autistic. It's so goofy. Yeah. So, yeah. This is the trad wife person that goes around trad wifing it up. I want to finish this video.
Regularly fucking talk about like, oh man, microplastics are making us gay, which, maybe. Or they'll say like, oh, the oils, seed oils are ruining our lives. And then you're like, what, you want to go back to an even worse time with like even more toxic pollutants? Like the fuck? A time when like doctors were literally telling you like, no, cigarettes are good for pregnancy. I love that. That was when things were so much better. Not saying that things are great, by the way. Obviously not. But like, why do you want to get your ass beat by a shitty husband husband so bad. Okay, I gotta look at this trad wife hashtag, bro. This shit is gonna be so fucking stupid. It's just like, dude, if you're a trad wife on TikTok, you're not a trad wife. When you realize feminism only benefits corporate America, pushing women into careers, the higher taxes, making it extremely hard to live off one income. So the women who do want to stay with their children can't? What? Bro, why are all these women complaining about feminism instead of complaining about capitalism? It's not the
Sorry, when I blow my nose, I don't want you guys to hear like I don't want you guys to hear the loud ass noise, so I mute it. What was I saying? Yes. Obviously, you guys are smart enough to know what feminism is and what feminism isn't. If you're upset that you can't be a stay-at-home mom, that's not feminism's fault. That's capitalism's fault. And again, all of you probably have a good understanding of what feminism is and what feminism is not. The only thing feminism says is that men and women should be able to do whatever they want and be treated equally, socially, and legally. That's it. That's the only thing that feminism says. Okay? That's it. That's all it says. Yeah, feminism didn't make rent go up. Feminism didn't make Walmart. Feminism didn't create these things, friend. That's just capitalism, baby.
feminism that's the problem, you fucking dingus. I don't understand it. How are you missing the point so aggressively? Crucially, marketing from a time when marketing itself was seen most broadly as truth, the zenith being blind trust in marketing, in what you were just fucking told to trust in. I mean, look, when we see dudes do this, you're like, okay, that makes sense. That's a dude. Like, of course, dudes have a sense of entitlement and they're just gonna fucking blame fucking women because that's a perfect vector for their anger. You know what I mean? Especially women that don't want to fuck them, right? But like, how are you a whole ass woman and also blaming like feminism instead of capitalism? Like, you should get it at least to a certain degree.
Show me your ring.
Oh, here.
Now, tell me what you do for a living.
Oh, I love my husband.
And how did you get that awesome job?
Well, I became a better human being, and I became feminine and also shocking, submissive. So that was the
This is so sad.
secret.
So what are your tips to women that want to be a housewife?
To embrace it. It's an actual job. You just can't get it in the public or private sector. Like, you need a man to hire you for it, but that's okay.
Bro, we are so brain broken, dude. What the fuck? She's like, I built my resume in the housewife sector. We're so brain broken by capitalism that, like, even when she's describing like what is otherwise supposed to be this like idyllic lifestyle, this traditional wonderful lifestyle, like she's even got the fucking shine dress that she probably picked because she saw the meme. She went and she bought this, and even when she's describing fucking
And yeah, why does feminine have to equal ugly floral blouse? We all agree this shirt is nasty, dude. The cut, I don't even have a problem with the design. It just looks frumpy.
Hi Denims and chat, it is I the Andrea, here to inform you about the fact that you and chat look hella cute today. DNML by fuckers.
She got that curtain drip, dude. She has that curtain drip. It has about as much personality as she does, man.
in being like this traditional housewife woman who's like submissive or whatever. Oh, dude, look at that tattoo. She got a fucking butterfly tattoo on her arm. Anyway, yeah, you saw like you saw like a fucking cottagecore haul and you bought everything from that haul just so you could be it. And now you're still using capitalist terminology.
Because if you think about it, you submit to your boss who makes you clean stupid shelves at your retail job, right? Like, wouldn't it be better if you were cleaning your own shelves?
Canceled for calling housework not real work? No, it is. Of course it is. Yes. Of course it's real work. What the fuck do you mean? I understand that. My point is, these people are literally blaming
She got that. I took down my wallpaper and wore it. Look.
problems caused by capitalism by directing the negative things that they feel about capitalism towards like feminism.
At home. You know what I mean?
I don't mean to alarm any of you, by the way, but this sand is going crazy. The glitter clay sand.
Boss wants to sleep with you in a good way. In a good way.
And where do you meet these men?
This is absolutely the most unhinged capitalist dogma, capitalist realism, capitalist brain brokenism way of viewing your husband, dude. That's so sad. How about fucking, I don't know, developing a healthy relationship with another human being and then choosing your own path, realizing maybe it's better that you stay at home. If you're lucky enough, if you're fortunate enough to have like a single income earner in your household, nah, it's just like I put a CV out there, you know? I bought the TradFem NFTs. Everything has to be viewed from the framework of a treacherous and inherently exploitative capitalist.
You know the really sad thing? I just don't understand why none of these women promote a brand of trad wife where their husband respects them. That's always the thing that's really confusing to me, because I feel like it's such an own to get on and make a TikTok or a Twitter video or whatever and be like, yeah, I'm basically completely capitalist brain rotted. And I think that instead of having a loving relationship with my husband, he is my boss and I have to give him whatever he wants. And that's the only way to avoid working a shitty 9-to-5 job. Why? Why not like promote your trad wifery in a positive manner?
4 months in the pants party, less than 3.
You know? Like, why not just be like, hey, I stay at home. I take care of our kids. I do all of the cooking. I do all of the cleaning. I make sure everything is always stocked up. I make sure all of our appointments are being made correctly, because that's a full-time job, by the way. It's called an assistant, bro. That shit takes fucking forever. Have you guys ever tried to like book an appointment for like a doctor's visit? I feel like it takes like way longer than it should to sit down and be like, I have this mild pain that I've had for the past month and I really should go to the doctor, but man, do I not want to. You know what's pretty easy to deal with? It's pretty easy to just have someone else set up your appointments for you. You show up and then you're done with it. Okay? Especially when it's like you go to one doctor visit and then they tell you got to go to like these 2 other visits and then you got to come back to them and somebody needs to book all of this, okay? And guess what? Doing it yourself fucking blows. They want to live in their own reality and have someone financially support that fantasy. It's just so strange. When Denim said the only way to avoid, I got real scared. Everyone has trauma from top of the hour ad breaks. So anyways. Oh my god, Gremlo. Thank you for the raid, Gremlo. Hi. How are you doing? Welcome back. Welcome, raiders. We are watching Tradwife content, guys. We are watching Tradwife content, and then we're gonna watch Matt Walsh's opinion on Tradwife content, which you guys know will be fire. Ha 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 ha.
Corporation, a capitalist corporate construct.
I think women should work for the men that they want to pursue. I know that sounds crazy, but it's really easy. So if you think about it, like you want a lawyer, right? So then you should be a paralegal, or if you want a dentist, then you should be a dental hygienist. But these are considered, I guess, high value status professions. But I think that's a really good model that not enough women utilize, because women will bully the woman who is the secretary.
But I'm gonna be honest with you, like, there's no shot this person's husband is like a decent person. Like, I would just not be able to. I'm thinking about it on my own. I think it says a lot even about the husband that you have a wife that's like, that is viewing the relationship like this. You know what I mean? It's like what? You want someone that you don't respect at all? Because like, you want someone who openly recognizes that the relationship is not built upon mutual trust and respect. That the relationship is basically like an authoritarian construct, like a capitalist workplace. These relationships are supposed to be the one instance where you're supposed to have like a semblance of humanity, an escape from the daily monotony and the awful machine. And even then you turned it into a transactional relationship with like key performance indicators and shit. That's crazy. In the real world, a healthy relationship is supposed to offer you solace, is supposed to offer you a place of comfort, is supposed to help you escape the churn. How is this any different than sugar babies? It's not. The difference is in most of those circumstances.
No, the only difference is that these people will claim that what they're doing is better or more worthy of respect because there is an arbitrary label there that says that you're married. That's it. The concept is literally exactly the same. It's exactly the same.
Sugar Baby also doesn't like fucking... The Sugar Baby recognizes the dynamic. She's performing a role, whereas like the Sugar Baby concept is like, it is exactly what it is. It's just, it's honest, and you know, you just know exactly what's happening in that situation.
But I think that's a really good model that not enough women utilize, because women will bully the woman who is the secretary that marries the doctor, okay? But who has the last laugh? Like her in her McMansion with her husband who's hot and the babies. Like that's who has the last laugh. So.
What? Not all traditional relationships are like that, though. I adore my husband. He's my best friend, and we work amazingly well together. Wait, I understand that. I'm not even...
Dude, these chatters, man. These chatters. Like, this is... I'm always confused about, like, the type of person to send a message like this. Do you guys... I have a question. For all the people in chat who are good chatters, who make chats a better place, do you guys judge these chatters? Do you feel like they are, like, you're one of the good ones and they're ruining chat for you and they're giving you a bad name? Absolutely, yes. Because, I want to, and I'm not trying to shit on Leftist Hog, probably a really good chatter, probably a completely good noodle, a great person. But I'm always confused about the type of person to send a message like this when he didn't say this. Like, this is like a little bit of like a waffle pancake moment. At no point did he said you can't have a traditional relationship. At no point did he say that, you know, one person can't stay home and take care of the kids. He didn't say any of that. He just said that the people who are capitalist brained, who think that you have to have a transactional relationship, they're just morons, you know?
Chatters like these who throw out anecdotes as universal will make me pull in my face.
Even shitting on traditional relationships. I get it. It's for some people like that. And that's perfectly fine. The point is consent. The point is having the option to be able to choose that path if you want it versus not, versus being forced into it across the board. How do you guys not recognize that, like, freedom is the main component here? No subjugation whatsoever. Was feminism a psyop to get women to pay more taxes to the government? I love that. That's fucking awesome. Trad Wives wish for a time that never was, designed by ad firms that show you an illusion of a world without capitalism, nostalgia for value propositions from the past.
Holy shit. Wrecker, this is a fucking German name. Eugen. You can make really good takes. This was a really good post. You can make really good takes. This was great. It's the straight up fascist propaganda.
It's a sign of the changing tide, though. In my opinion, it's basically showing that, like, left-wing economic populism is so popular, is so broad and so popular that even those who want to, oftentimes, those who want to sell you a conservative agenda like to try to pill you with it. That's your selling point.
Content creation for about a year.
Like, the world in which she wants to live in, by the way, if I'm not misunderstanding, is like the trad femme lifestyle does not revolve around you making podcasts about relationships. You know what I mean? Like, no one would listen to you in the trad femme lifestyle that you are preaching. Like, why would anybody listen to you? You're a woman, you know? You're not knowing your place in that circumstance. You do not fit.
Someone should clip just that. Make that my new alert. Make this my new alert.
A woman, you know, listen to you in the trad femme lifestyle that you are preaching.
This should be my new alert.
Like, why would anybody listen to you? You're a woman, you know? You're not knowing your place in that circumstance. You do not fit the own boundaries that you want to live in. Found a homemaker and holistic healer.
Listen,
Love
Gen
that.
Z, when I give you advice, you better take.
Reject hookup culture. Develop femininity.
The temptation to clip that and then post it on Twitter and say, "Don't tell Hassan you're a woman."
Learn how to cook. Family over career. Avoid debt. Date for marriage. Read the Bible.
Take it,
Birth
okay?
control won't fix hormones.
I'm your elder.
Heal childhood trauma. Damn, bro. Childhood trauma healed. Okay. I saw one TikTok and zapped it out of my brain. Start a garden. Learn holistic health. Find a flexible career.
The crazy thing about this is you don't have to, like, subscribe to trad wifery to do these things. It's PR year. Sorry, you're right. Like, you don't have to reject, like, you don't have to be a trad wife to reject hookup culture. I know a lot of leftists who they just disagree with being promiscuous or whatever. Like, they don't have a problem with other people and they respect other people's right, and they will fight for other people's right to be. Oh, thank you, Hank Peckers. Thank you. I'm going to save this for later. But they will fight for other people's right to be able to party and have as much sex as they want to and hook up as often as they want to. But they personally don't want to have sex with people that they don't know very well. That they only want to have sex with people that they are in committed relationships with. And that's fine. You can be whoever you want to be. You know what I mean? Or like develop femininity. What the fuck does that even mean? I feel like people just underestimate in general, like how feminine the average woman is, I guess. Like, I personally love listening to hookup stories. I never participate, which is like fine, right? But it's like the same thing with like, what the fuck is developed femininity? I feel like most of the women who are considered like SJW or feminists or whatever are still all very feminine. Like, I consider myself a pretty avid feminist and a pretty avid like socialist or whatever. I still know how to cook and clean. In fact, I'm actually like very pedantic about it. Like I need everything to be cleaned a certain way. Everything should be cleaned correctly. If you start a task, you should finish your task. If you start the laundry, you should finish it. If you start cleaning the kitchen, you should do all of it so that it's all super, super clean. I know how to sew. Like, I'm pretty feminine. I don't see why I can't be feminine and also do these other things. You know what I mean? Too far. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. It's strange. The weirdly vaginal glitter balls keep making me forget what we're talking about. They are weirdly vaginal. These are really satisfying to watch. I'm actually not even gonna lie. And then like this stuff, like learn how to cook. Isn't that just advice for everyone? Everyone in chat, every single person in chat, you should know how to cook. That's not a classist take. That's not an ableist take. Well, maybe it actually is like maybe a little ableist because maybe not everyone has the ability to stand or commit that effort. But unless you are one of those people, you should know how to cook, okay? You should. If you can, you should be able to. Or rather, if you are able to, you should learn how to do it, okay? Obviously, if you are not like able-bodied and you know, maybe deal with chronic pain or whatever, that's a completely different situation. But if you are able-bodied, okay, and you have the time to do it, you should know how to cook. I don't like, and there are ways to like learn. There's a lot of resources online, you know? For one, I cook from a wheelchair. Yeah, I'm talking about also because not even just that, like there are people who deal with like chronic pain where standing for too long can get really like hard to do, or even like mental fatigue, or people who have to deal with like some amount of spoons. They don't have an infinite amount of spoons. There are instances, but everybody else, okay? I'm cooking right now. What are start a garden? I feel like the people that do the most gardening are like the anarchists. I don't know what it is about anarchists. Every single anarchist I know is like, yeah, I'm going to be growing some zucchini, which is really exciting. But what's even more exciting is next week my potatoes should be ripened. And I'm going to pair them with the fresh garden tomatoes I just grew. And I'm like, you growing a whole damn supermarket back there. Like, what do you not have? Like, what do you not have? Okay. It's every single anarchist I know. Every single one. Stardew playing crust punks. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But seriously, you should ask your local anarchist for help, because I learned a lot about gardening, like a lot about like mulch and a lot about like tips on how to be a better gardener and stuff, and et cetera, but very cool. Very, very cool. Anywho, moving on. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know what this is. Learn traditional skills. Put your identity in Jesus, not social/political movements. How about don't put your identity in anything? How about that?
Passionate kind. Learn traditional skills. Put your identity in Jesus, not social and political movements. The fuck is put your identity in Jesus then, if not a social and political movement? You're basically just saying, put your identity in the social and political movement that I think is best. Track cap posters, Art of Madman is Blue Lives Matter, supporters Art of Punisher. That's a good one. That's a good take. They just want a life without capitalism, and due to conservative upbringing, they relate their utopian horizon to an imagined idyllic past, but without material analysis, feminism is at fault, not capitalism. Yeah, that's it. Every single one of these ladies has a very clear through line, okay? And that is that life is unsustainable. They don't have any fucking freedom to choose. And that's not because of feminism. That's because of capitalism. Let's see what this is.
It's the Mrs. Hinch effect. It's this like capitalization of like the housewife. I don't know, it's really bizarre to explain. But I follow a few accounts.
And it's so weird too, because all of the accounts that post this are all way too scantily clad to be actually correctly promoting trad wifery. If that makes sense. Like, women did not, like, dressing like this in the 50s, you were basically a fucking whore. Showing midriff? What are you, a slut? You fucking Jezebel?
Mrs. Hinch effect. It's this, like, capitalization.
This? Are you kidding me? Cover up, you fucking slut. You know, it's just a fetish. It's just another fetish. That's it. I don't know why these people have to pretend like their specific fetish is better than other people's fetish. Like, this is a low-cut dress. That other chick had a fucking midriff showing, lots of makeup, clearly gets her hair done. Like, this person is dressed like Marilyn Monroe. Did people not know that Marilyn Monroe was not considered a housewife? She was not considered someone that women should look up to. This like iconic Marilyn Monroe picture, this was very scandalous. Very, very scandalous. Dressing like this was like the sexiest you could be. Sorry, I don't know why this image is so tiny. This was the sexiest you could be at the time. This was like this was as controversial as like Anaconda was today. Do you guys remember when Anaconda dropped and Ben Shapiro was like, he had like a meltdown about it? Same thing with, what was it? Wet Ass Pussy. Like, this was that level of controversial, if not more. She literally sucked off the president before Nancy was there. Oh my God, my cats are being so great. Hi, Mayor. You want to come say hi to stream? Warmy. I put the food in this room so they could come. They have no idea. You guys were foiled. But anyways, yeah.
Of like the housewife. I don't know, it's really bizarre to explain, but I follow a few accounts on TikTok that are just really satisfying to my brain, where it's like all these like Midwestern moms who label every single thing in the house, and they have a gadget for this and a gadget for that, and everything is like perfect and in its place. And that's very like Stepford Wivesy, very 1950s, but it's just kind of being rebranded as something that's new and exciting.
Weren't these women like, wasn't this awful? Like, I don't understand. Wasn't this supposed to be bad? Like, they're literally like lobotomized, right? Yeah, by the way, that's another funny thing. Half these women are like, oh, we should go back to a time when they could just like lobotomize us for speaking out of turn. That's my ideal time frame, is like when I could just be lobotomized because I wanted to come when I had sex. That's cool. I want to see more of that.
I just wanna hear you say, I like you.
Trad white. And mommy e-thought forever. Yeah, I mean, dude, this is perfect though. This is exactly what this is for the record. I mean, this is a joke anyway. But trad wife is this. Like, this person is making this as a joke, but the reality is, like, it's no different than everyone else, right? What she's doing here is no different than what all those other trad wives are doing. It's just playing makeup. A day in the life as a homemaker.
So this woman is the woman who I think has popularized it the most. She has popularized and I'm going to say it, I'm going to call it what it is, the trad wife fetish more than anyone else. And that's what it is. It's a fetish. You want to know why, chat? You want to know why it's a fetish? It's a fetish because that's not what trad wives look like, okay? Real trad wives look like fucking Amish women, okay? They don't wear makeup. They don't fucking put their hair down like this scandalously. They don't show this much skin, okay? This is what trad women look like. And to be clear, I'm not saying some of these women are better or worse than other ones. I'm just saying this is what real trad wife looks like. Not showing any hair because they're not harlots. Okay, not wearing any makeup because they're not harlots. Covered from neck to toe because they're not harlots. Nice baggy clothing to not show off any skin because they're not harlots. All right? These are real traditional women. You are putting on an outfit, okay? That's what you're doing, okay, man? This is the equivalent of putting on the Party City kimono and being like, oh, look, I'm Japanese now. Look at my Japanese culture, okay? You're cosplaying very poorly an identity of people. That's what you're doing. It looks really nice. I just don't know why we're pretending like it's anything other than a fetish. Bruh. Sorry, I was muted. My cat is on my keyboard and my mouse. Bro, I'm going to say it. I don't mean to go in on this woman, but what is this? This is the most unseasoned garbage I've ever seen in my life. Oatmeal doesn't have a single fucking topping. This fucking cucumber salad is disgusting. It looks like it was boiled. These eggs, the only thing they have on them is the slightest dash of pepper. It's just so sad. And yeah, performing a theatralized version of femininity, does that mean trad wife is just drag? A woman driving, not very trad of her. A woman going to Starbucks instead of grinding her own coffee beans, not very trad.
God damn, dude. What the fuck is that? Yo, that shit looks poison, dude. You spend all day making food every day and that's your output, dude? What the fuck? What the absolute fuck is that? That oatmeal looks busted. Whatever the fuck that is looks busted. At least you got the eggs all right, you know? They do look like eggs. Starbucks espresso and a walk to the park. Bro, this is 90% of this is titty shots, by the way.
Yeah.
For the record. Like,
Yeah.
I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
We all see what you're doing. We all see. We all know. There is no difference between this and and what Amaranth does. The only difference is that one of them is appealing to one aspect of the male gaze and the other one is appealing to a different aspect of the male gaze. That's it. That's the only difference. I'm not saying that one is wrong or that one is right or whatever. I'm just saying at least Amaranth is honest. Okay? At least she's honest about pandering to the male gaze as opposed to this woman who's a fucking filthy liar.
Doing, dude? I know what's happening here. You can't fool me. I love putting a full face of makeup on, wearing my Jessica Simpson collection from TJ Maxx dress, and then folding fucking towels. Oh, come come on, dude. I mean, come the fuck.
This is the most boob shot you would ever. Everybody knows everyone looks terrible when they clean. Okay, when you fucking clean something, you do not face away from the thing that you're cleaning. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Can you imagine if I was trying to clean my mirror and I was like, oh, sorry, I have this tab open, 1 second. If I was trying to clean my mirror and I was like, check this out, guys. I'm cleaning. I'm just really cleaning. Dude, bro, we all know, okay? We know what you're doing.
Yo, we know what you're doing.
Can this piece of shit fucker Hassan stop pre-watching my fucking sentences?
Like, are you kidding me, dude? She got the jiggle physics on too. Like, what the fuck? This is like Unreal 5 engine shit, okay? She's like, oh man, I'm such a trad wife. Look at me. This is fan service. This is what it's called, okay?
I'm just really cleaning vigorously. I can't help that my breasts are boobing so boobily.
Okay, and you're literally doing dead or alive beach volleyball content. Okay, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck? What does he work at State Farm? Tonight's dinner is borscht. Oh my god, I would literally video game myself. Also, I'm gonna keep it real. I think your husband is a little cucked. A real trad husband is not letting her fucking wife frolic around on the internet like a harlot. Okay, posting fucking Nancy Pelosi's on Maine. Okay, I need more of this. This is good. What the Bible says about homemakers. What is this fucking fit, dude? Oh my god, I love this. This is my favorite. I want more. I'm already hooked. Then they can urge the
okay. I'm gonna read it. Okay, Hassan's gonna be like, then they can urge the younger women to love their husbands and children, to be self-controlled and pure, to be busy at home, to be kind, and to subject their husbands, so that no one will malign the word of God. Titus. This is just pathetic, dude. This is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing.
Like, the funniest part about this is that she dresses up like Marilyn Monroe. Like, it's very clear that she's trying to look like Marilyn Monroe, which is hilarious because, like, she was an iconic woman for moral
being
degeneracy.
Sexy.
Like, that's literally the OG harlot. You know what I mean? Trad wives got mentioned on the Daily Mail. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I look. If I was the clearest 7 and I bagged a baddie like this is like a Virginia 12. Okay, I would let her fucking pose.
It's a Virginia 12.
Whatever the fuck she wants on TikTok too. While I was busy getting ass fucked by the man, working my shitty fucking desk job all day. Okay, I'm sorry. He's like he got it. Read the hashtags: World Princess Week, Beyonce, Blue Collar, My Electrician, Spoiled Princess, Love My Life Forever, Nourish Every You. Read the second comment. Yep, you give off Golden Age of Hollywood. You are so elegant and I love seeing you so happy. You two have a love for the ages. Man, there truly is content for everybody out there on TikTok and just on the internet in general. Skills to learn as a homemaker. Too many little boys out there. 50s housewife. Why I quit bodybuilding?
For 6 years, I was an avid weightlifter and an extremist when it came to the gym and weight training, to the point where
I promise you this woman still goes to the
irony
gym.
is trad wives hated Marilyn because they were jealous of the way their husbands looked at her.
I promise you, and yes, exactly, this is completely correct. Trad wives fucking despised Marilyn Monroe. I promise you this woman still goes to the gym 3 times a week.
Completely ruined
if not more
relationship with weight training to that extent. I dropped weightlifting like that altogether, and I am so much happier for it. And the reason is because I am not constantly stressing my body out.
Chatter found her old, when she was at the gym. After a breakup, I lost 20 pounds in under 2 months. Yeah, that's not healthy. What the fuck? That's not healthy at all.
20 pounds in 2 months when you're already that small, that's not healthy for you at all. If you weigh probably like over 200 pounds, I've spoken to people who've had like insane weight loss journeys, and they have gone from being like maybe even bigger than 200 pounds. And they would lose like 10 pounds in a month, because you're usually at that weight, you're eating so much that if you cut down on like sugars, alcohol, and like fried food, you will realize like within like a month, you'll lose like 10 pounds really, 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 really quickly. But if you are only like, she looks like she's like maybe 120 pounds. If you're only 120 pounds and you lose 20 pounds in 2 months, that's very, very dangerous. That's very dangerous to lose that much. You shouldn't be losing more than even like a pound a week at this weight. Yeah, 2 to 5 pounds a month is the safe recommendation. It's really bad for a lot of different reasons. The primary reason is that you're not getting enough nutrition for your body if you are losing weight that fast and you are already so small. Your calorie deficit is so heavy at that weight. You are not getting enough nutrients. You're not getting enough like power to your brain, to your vital organs. People have suffered permanent heart damage because of excessive cardio, excessive working out, and very, very low calorie limits. You can cause permanent damage by doing something like that. It's never worth it. You should always have a healthy relationship with food.
Found a real man who treats me like a queen and gained 25 pounds and more muscle than before within a year and a half. Wait, that's her husband? Bro, wait, what? Is that a different boyfriend? Is that the same guy? Because
I think it's the same guy.
He does not look as jacked anymore. What the fuck happened? He looks like the same guy, but like 15 pounds less muscle. God took their gains away, dude. That's so sad. Worst thing that could have happened to you. Again, not very trad, you know what I mean? But I guess like not very trad at all. But hey, you know, do you? This is like you're doing influencer marketing for something that is like inherently not influencer marketing friendly, which is you're going into the most degenerate space possible and promoting a lifestyle that is like the exact opposite of the one that you live in. You can just be trad just as an aesthetic without the sexism, can't she? Yeah, I think so. Are you really going to depend on a man financially? Well, I don't think she wants to do that though. Guys, let's keep it real, okay? Real trads exist, okay? You know where they're at? Amishville, motherfucker. Pennsylvania. They're not on TikTok. They're Quakers. They're Amish. They don't have fucking phones. They're churning butter. They're fucking jacked. They got forearm grip strength like a motherfucker. You know why? Because they're churning butter all day, bitch. That's it. They're not posting on TikTok. Real trad wives are, you know, barefoot, pregnant in the kitchen. That's it. How are you, as a woman, telling other women and men what to do? Just saying. Cottagecore is different than trad wives. I mean, I guess like she isn't cottagecore though. She is a trad wife. I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of women who have kind of a trad femme life and a healthy relationship. That's what they like. Who are we to judge, you know? Yeah, I mean, look, I have no issue with people who want to live their own traditional lives. If they want to do that, that's great. Problem is when you're like, yeah, actually, things were a lot better back in the day. Things were a lot better back in the day when women fucking stayed in the kitchen and listen to my podcast about how you should stay in the kitchen.
True. I can't believe Hassan would say that about women. It's really fucked up. So anyways, all of that was a precursor to this Matt Walsh video, which I had at 600%, and I would have blasted everyone's ears if not for noticing that last second.